Hey, um, so as much as I smile, sometimes I have sad days. Yes, as much as I smile, sometimes I have sad days. And the other day was one of those days, right? So I call my friend and I'm just like, venting, but I don't really talk about, I'm not a complainer, so I'm gonna talk around it. And I'm gonna talk about everything but the problem. I'm gonna talk about the feelings the problem made me feel. I'm gonna talk about the understanding the problem gave me, the lesson I learned from the problem, the impression the problem left on me. But I am not gonna talk about the problem as it is. That's just me. That's just what I do. So, as I'm talking about the issue that I'm having, I get really emotional. And I cry a lot, but I don't cry in front of people. I drop them tears. And and then my friend said, "Oh no, you crying? You came to the wrong person crying." I couldn't I couldn't even. Then he gonna say, uh, how old are you? And when he said that, all I heard was, bitch, get the fuck off the flow. And that's the thing. Get the fuck off the flow. Get the fuck off the flow and remind yourself who you is and whose you is. Your face can hit the floor as many times as you want to, because that mean the blessings at the door, baby. But don't let you hit the flow. And, you know, sometimes it's good with the there, you'll be all right. You so strong. But sometimes you you need to look at yourself like, is this becoming of me? is this the story that I'm telling myself? You know, it's not. It's not. And that's the thing about changing. That's the thing about changing, because as much as you change your actions, you have to change the thought pattern that created those actions, because everything starts from thought. So, in that understanding, I'm like, my good writing ass, you love writing stories. What story am I telling myself? And how does that story serve me? Is that story something that I want to live in? Is that the story I want to tell my children before they go to bed at night? You know, when I read, for me, when I read, it's like a movie. It's better than a movie, actually, because I'm the director and the producer, and the writer is the screenwriter. And I can really see everything that's going on. And I laugh, I cry, I get angry. I idealize characters that I've seen in the books, especially Ashley Antoinette. Those books, sis, you're always incomplete. Like, you learn, you grow, you experience so much in her books, but it's like at the end, I'm incomplete. It's like eating a good meal and then throwing up right after. I be so mad. I be so mad because I know you're gonna come out with another one. And I know it's probably gonna be in 2 days because you write so fast. But I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't handle it. I be so mad. I throw the book and then I go pick it up like I'm so sorry. Because why did she do this to me? Why is you leaving me on a cliffhanger and then giving me a teaser to a new book? It was already on pre-order before I finished this one. Like, help me. Help me. Put 2 books out at a time. I need to read them books like I'm at a buffet. And you rationing. Like, oh, for real. I can't handle it. I just can't handle it at all. But I went off the ledge right there. But okay, so just thinking about that and thinking about writing a new story. And you know, everybody's been talking about be delusional. Why not be delusional? I mean, what harm is it going to do? Well, you'll actually start believing your delusions. And why is that bad? Why is that bad? Well, if I just start walking around like my ass so fat it's detachable, I mean, and I believe that, I wonder, am I going to like one day try to detach my ass? I don't know. But what's wrong with living in a delusion? Because I would rather live in the idea of something than live in the idea of not having something. I remember I was in a delusion, but I was afraid of that delusion because thin line to psychosis, you know what I mean? But I was so much happier. I was so much happier. I still cried, but I smiled a whole hell of a lot more. I danced, I played, I sang. You would have thought that I had something real going on because I was so goddamn happy in that delusion. I'm going back to that. If you think I'm insane, you're right. Deal with it. Tell myself, deal with it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking. I just feel like talking. And I don't know what's going to come of it. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know none of the sorts. I'm just doing shit. I'm just doing shit, and I'm hoping something stick. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about so many things. We could talk about integrity. We could talk about, you know, manipulation. We can talk about narcissism. But why? Why? People are people and people always gonna be people. The thing that's most important is, who are you? Who are you? You know, before I was so happy and smiling and giddy bye bye, I was filled with rage. I was filled with a rage unimaginable. I was so angry. I was so hell bent on getting justice for the world. I could not stand for injustice of any sort. I was putting my cape on for sure. So I will not stand for this. Getting on my soapbox, telling people, you don't see this? This is wrong. But you can't change nobody. But what you can do is be different for them. You can't change anyone. But what you can do is be different for them. Show them different. Show them what you want to see in your actions. In the things that you do, not in the things that you say, in the things that you do. So, you know, life is about growth all the way through. So I am very intentional about my character development. And, you know, I love The Sims. So I see myself as a Sim. Sometimes my actions get canceled in the middle of it and I'm walking in circles too. I get it, you know? So you can choose your Sim's characteristics. And from those characteristics comes different types of traits that make up their personality, that make up their actions, that make up their likes and dislikes and interests, all of those things. And I do that with myself. I'm adding and subtracting things that I feel don't serve me or I feel that would serve me better. And one of those things is not unbothered, not nonchalant, none of those things like that. I want to have peace. I want to have peace. I want to have a mountain inside of me that is unmovable. You know what I mean? I want to be able to stand in the middle of a storm, stand in the middle of chaos as I am and as I always have been. Head high, eyes wide, smiling face to the sky, because my face didn't hit the floor too many times. Baby, okay? So I've been putting that in practice, that no matter what's going on around me, no matter what's going on inside of me, no matter what anyone else is doing or saying or how anyone is showing up, I am unmovable. I am not unmoved. I have emotions. I am a human being. But I'm on higher thinking. You know what I mean? So, gracefully, baby, I am unmovable. And that was hard. That was really hard for me to do. And especially with me being the type of person that does not like wrongdoing, it was very hard for me to just stand. Because I want to say something. I want to say something. I love a good teaching, and I take your ass to school. I want to say something, but I let my actions speak. I let my actions show. I'm treating everybody like my son. They don't do what you say. do. So I say, gracefully, watch me move. Or better yet, not move. In chaos, watch me not be impacted, but affected. Hey. Because to be impacted by something means that it leaves an impression on you, but to be affected would mean, well, this is my own definition, would mean to be in remembrance. I experienced this thing. This thing grew me, but this thing did not change me. I ain't saying shit. And I wanted, that real wise old owl energy. So I want to be different for me. And in me doing that, I can say that my intention, in the beginnings, my intentions was not all the way there, because I was hoping to make an impact. But if I don't want to be impacted, why am I trying to make an impact? You know what I mean? But I felt like, you feel me? I got good fruit. Let me rub this good fruit off on you. You know what I mean? But you can't do things with the want for results. You do things because your heart, your mind, your soul speaks of the importance of it. And if you receive no results or no rewards of it, do you stop? Do you change? That shows the integrity of your heart. If you receive no rewards from the things you prioritize for yourself, do you stop? Do you change? And if you do, it's okay. It's okay. But acknowledge that understanding and check in. Do inventory on your intentions, And I had to do that because, as much as I set out on that task, I told myself I want to do this. I told myself why I want to do this. I told myself what I'm looking to get from this, right? And when I was not getting the reaction I desired, I became angry. I became upset. Because I know it's hard. I know it's hard to be different. I know it's hard to change your mind when your mind been set for a long time. But don't you want to be different? Don't you want, not to even say more, but don't you want different? But the whole thing of it is that the reward I was looking for was change in other people's character. I see this and I see better for you. I'll show you what it looks like, but I can't make you feel it. Because as much as I affect you, I can't control the impression that I make on your heart or mind. Damn, that was so cryptic, like, but that's so deep. Like, that has been my experience in its totality. Like, I always do that. I always do that, and then I always be upset. This is gonna be the beginning of my manifesto. I pour my heart out to the world. You don't see my heart. You don't see my efforts. You don't feel my love. Do you not know kindness? Is this how you treat kindness? Bitch, they didn't ask for your motherfucking kindness and you mad that they not accepting it, bitch. Put it back in the basket. Put it back in the basket. Because they ain't giving up nothing free at the grocery store. So why is you over here passing out your heart like free samples and asking people if it tastes good? They don't even have the palate to digest you. What the fuck do you think this is? I get a little passionate sometimes. But that's what it is. Like, no, I miss my girl, man. I miss my girl, man. I miss my girl, man. So, I talk about my granny a lot, but I learned this lesson the most with her. My grandmother is the person I've known longest in my life. She knew me since I came out the whoop. So we deep in this. Like, it ain't nothing I could hide from her, because she didn't see me from everything. So the lesson that I learned with her, my grandmother, so you know what generation she coming from. And as sweet and loving as she is, I took a lot of the things that she taught me and showed me, but then I started to adjust the recipe to my taste buds, you know what I mean? And so that made us good baseline, but different tastes, you know what I mean? And because we had different tastes, I was always coming into the situation like, these are metaphors, just stay with me. I'm always coming into it like, try my recipe. My recipe's really good. And as well as it is good, it's healthy, Granny. This got fruit and vegetables in it. And I know you like your chicken and grease. And I know you like it fried and gravy. And I like it like that too sometimes. But we gotta eat healthy sometimes, And it's like I'm using my change and the things that I set for myself with the intentions that I have for myself, and I'm forcing it on her like, this is good for you, this is good for you, this tastes good. But I'm forgetting, as healthy as my recipe is, my recipe came from hers. So instead of me being able to create a space for us to mutually come together, I'm pushing vegetables on her. She don't want no fucking vegetables unless they sweet potatoes. Then they better be sweet as fuck. She don't want no fucking vegetables. You healthy bitch. You grain eating bitch. Go and get the fucking smothered pork chops and shut up. Because it's not always about changing people. A lot of the times it's about just creating a space. And that is what created the idea in me in having a mountain that is unmovable. Because my fear was that if I know I'm a Veggie Tales carrying, you know, I don't want to become, I'm afraid to become a pork eating. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm afraid to eat the pork chop and gravy because I remember how good it tastes. That's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. I remember how good it tastes. And I feel like if I taste it too many times, I might backslide and forget how good vegetables taste. You know what I mean? Because I didn't have that common ground within myself. And when you have that within yourself, for yourself, by yourself, the world cannot change you. The world cannot rearrange you because the world did not make you. It did not shape you. You know exactly where your shaping came from. It came from above, baby. And he ain't never had to put no physical hands on you for you to be molded to the thing that he needs to be his vessel. You know what I mean? So, in that, I'm like, I'm wasting time. I'm wasting my time most of anything because I'm forcing. I'm overbearing with this change, this love I'm trying to share with you. This is a blanket of shit you don't want. And not to say you don't want it, but newness has to be like fed in slowly. It's not something that just wham, like, what the fuck? That was too much. I don't think I want that. I'm gonna stay where I know what it is, you know? It's a little too unpredictable. But I really had to learn to just be curious and create space for people, even if we don't have the same intentions or the same way of expression, to just create space. And if I ever don't agree with something of them, be curious and ask them, well, why you do that? Why you do it like that? Is it easier for you to do it like that? Do you like doing it like that? Or is it like something you've just always done? And I'll be more mindful of it. Like, oh, I see you do it this way. Can I tell you how I do it? And not expect them to change their way of doing anything, but just be in that space with them. Now, when it comes to morals, principles, and integrity, we're going to have to agree. We're going to have to agree. We're going to have to be on the same page. We're going to have to, but like, you know, character, personality, we're all different. We're supposed to be different. That's the beauty in this life, you know? I said a whole lot to get here, but this was what was on my mind. This was on my heart. This was like, I don't know. I'm trying to change me. And be who I needed. But I realized who I needed is not who everybody else needed. Everybody needs different things. You need different utensils to eat different meals. So I really learned to not only appreciate, but enjoy the beauty in our differences. This is what it is.